Hello, today is May 22nd and it is Saturday. I'm a little busy today because my husband and I have a vacation property that we rent out and we have guests coming. So I'm doing a lot of preparation work, getting ready, cleaning things and things like that. But I wanted to take some time to reflect on Luke 19, specifically verses 1 through 10, which is the story of Zacchaeus. Now, some of you may know this, and it may be a very familiar story, but for others, it may be the first time that you're hearing it. So I'd like to read from the New Living Translation, Luke 19, verses 1 through 10. It reads, Jesus entered Jericho and made his way through the town. There was a man named Zacchaeus. He was the chief tax collector in the region, and he became very rich. He tried to get a look at Jesus, but he was too short to see over the crowd. So he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore fig tree beside the road, for Jesus was going to pass that way. When Jesus came by, he looked up at Zacchaeus and called him by name. Zacchaeus, he said, quick, come down. I must be a guest in your home today. Zacchaeus quickly climbed down and took Jesus to his house in great excitement and joy. But the people were displeased. He's gone to be a guest and a notorious sinner, they grumbled. Meanwhile, Zacchaeus stood before the Lord and said, I will give half my wealth to the poor, Lord. And if I have cheated people on their taxes, I will give them back 4 times as much. Jesus responded, Salvation has come to this home today, for this man has shown himself to be a true son of Abraham. For the Son of Man came to seek and save those who are lost. So Zacchaeus was a Jewish man. He had turned his back on his people and his heritage in order to work for the Roman government as a tax collector. So he was rich, but he was not well liked. He was a Jew. To the Jews, he was a traitor. To the Romans, he was despised and a Jew and an outsider. So he didn't fit in. Yet here he was. He climbed a tree, fought a crowd, opened himself up to all kinds of judgment and criticism just to get a glimpse of Jesus and hear a word that he had to say. Well, I don't know about you, but if I were Zacchaeus and Jesus told me he was coming to my house today, I would be a little bit busier than I am right now. I would be stressed. Is my house clean? Are the beds made? Do I have food for him? And to be honest, if I was Zacchaeus, I may have been a little tad afraid of that. He knew my name. He knows who I am and what I do for a living. But this did not seem to faze Zacchaeus. He didn't seem to be thinking that way. He wasn't concerned whether his house was ready for Jesus, and it didn't seem to faze him that Jesus knew him and knew that he was a tax collector. He just responded with excitement and joy and quickly led him to his house. And Jesus, well, he didn't care if Zacchaeus' house was in order, and he didn't change his invitation or his desire to be with Zacchaeus, even though he knew that Zacchaeus was a tax collector. See, he just loved Zacchaeus and he wanted to be with him. And when Jesus entered Zacchaeus' home, well, everything changed for Zacchaeus. I think about getting ready and getting my house ready for guests and what I have to do to receive the guests here in my home. And I often sometimes see myself receiving Jesus that way. What do I have to do in order to receive Jesus that way? Do I have to clean up my heart, get my act together, change my ways? But in Revelation 3:20-21, I hear Jesus offering the same invitation to you and me that he offered to Jesus or to Zacchaeus. He says, look, I stand at the door and knock. If you hear my voice and open the door, I will come in and we will share a meal together as friends. Those who are victorious will sit with me on my throne, just as I was victorious and sat with my Father on his throne. Did you hear his voice today, friend? Will you respond like Jesus did with excitement and joy? Be comforted, friends. We don't have to get our hearts and lives ready to receive Jesus as our Savior. He's done all of that. He just wants us to be willing to open the doors of our hearts and our lives and let him in. Today is the day, friends. Hear Jesus' invitation and respond like Zacchaeus with a resounding and excited, yes, Jesus, come into my heart and my life. And just like Zacchaeus, when we let Jesus in fully, everything will change. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Signing off from the lakes.